Professor F.W. Rogers Brambell was head of the Department of Zoology at the University College of North Wales in Bangor, now called Bangor University. He had been a professor there for many years, and most of his research was on reproduction of mammals, mostly voles and shrews. But by far his most important contribution was in the report named after him, the Brambell Report, which for the first time considered the welfare of animals under intensive farming. His report changed everything and laid the groundwork for modern animal welfare standards. Hi, I'm Carly, and welcome back to the Animal Rights Tour. In June of 1964, Rogers Brambell and his colleagues were appointed to a committee to inquire into the welfare of animals kept under intensive livestock husbandry systems. In other words, to find out what animal welfare was like in factory farms. Let's back up a moment. Factory farming evolved from the 1920s onward, and especially after the 1950s, at least in the UK. The committee reported that in 1957, there were only 50 farms with more than 5,000 laying birds. By 1965, when the report was written, that number had increased to nearly 1,000 farms. And of those, 250 farms had more than 20,000 birds, 2/3 of all the birds in the UK. And these larger intensive farms usually allowed no outdoor foraging. Birds were housed permanently indoors with artificially controlled temperature, humidity, and lighting. As a matter of interest, just to bring things up to date, it is now the predominant system for keeping farm animals. About 99% of the nearly 10 billion animals slaughtered for food every year are raised on factory farms. Just as in Ruth Harrison's book, the Brambell Report showed that factory farms took the human relationships out of animal farming, so that they became factories, not farms. Animals became machines, not companions. And there hadn't been enough thought given to the welfare effect on the animals. And this brings us to what Professor Rogers Brambell and his committee did, which was to have another look at animals to see what they were like, how they lived, and how they wanted to live. His conclusions, based on scientific evidence, were stunning. There is no bright line separating humans and other animals. No, we're not identical, but yes, we are quite similar. Next time, we'll look at how the committee found the scientific evidence and helped change the law. Thanks for joining us on the Animal Rights Tour.